I don't know. At some point, it may be hard to get away from these guys. Katherine Albrecht here. We're joined by Greg Nikolettos of We the People Will Not Be Chipped. Greg and I have been working kind of in tandem and side by side and oftentimes together for the last couple of years on the issue of opposing the implantation of microchips into human beings. Greg, I know that we also share some religious views about where all of this is going. I want to play Ray Kurzweil's trailer for his new film. It's about 3 minutes long. I want to go ahead and load that up and cue it up for people. And I want people to listen for, there's a point about two-thirds of the way through this trailer where he's actually referred to as a prophet. And I think that's very interesting. I want to go ahead and play it, and then I want Greg to get your views on the religious aspect of this. And you will actually hear, here's a guy who claims to be a devout atheist, has no interest in God, and yet his views are accused of being religious, and I think that's exactly on target. So let's go ahead and cue up the clip. This is the trailer to the new film, Transcendent Man, online at transcendentman.com, The Life and Ideas of Ray Kurzweil. Here we go.
The reason I'm calling today is to express my disappointment that you have invited this highly sophisticated crackpot and given him a national forum to express his pseudo-religious predictions that have no basis in objective reality.
If you go back 500 years, not much happens in a century. Now a lot happens in 6 months. Technology feeds on itself and it gets faster and faster. It's going to continue. In about 40 years, it's going to be moving so fast, the pace of change is going to be so astonishingly quick that you won't be able to follow it unless you enhance your own intelligence by merging with the intelligent technology we're creating.
This guy is freaky. He says computers will have consciousness in just 25 years.
As we get to the 2030s, you're not going to be able to tell a clear difference between human and machine intelligence.
The big question of life is, who are we? What are we going to become? What's the future like? And he's got one of the most incredible track records in history of his ability to predict with pretty darn good accuracy.
He's an award-winning scientist and engineer, a millionaire several times over because of his inventions.
These inventions may end up causing the worst war that humanity's ever had.
Corporations and governments and societies will be created and destroyed on the back of the technology that this book describes.
The world is flattening. The world that is globalizing.
Inventor Ray Kurzweil thinks that one day humans may be able to live forever.
I want to live as long as I can. I don't want to die. If following Ray's regimen would put that day off, I'm very willing to do that.
I knew there was a reason I was keeping all this stuff, and he kept all this stuff. I do plan to bring back my father.
God is who he is, and our challenge should be to know him, not try to create him.
I'm afraid of you.
It's going to scare a lot of people.
The world is changing far too fast. Nothing like this has ever happened to Homo sapiens before.
These ideas are going to ultimately change the world.
We didn't stay on the ground, we didn't stay on the planet, we didn't stay with the limitations of our biology.
I think Ray is performing the service of a prophet. That's wrong.
He has used the gift that he was given for the betterment of humankind. That's what I know.
It will be the universe waking up.
The universe waking up. One man's quest to reveal our destiny was one of the many things you could actually see if you could have seen that trailer. And it was very creepy. When he talked about the reason I kept all this stuff was so someday I plan to bring back my father.
My father.
He was actually talking about like kind of zombie, like let's just reanimate him.
It was, and what was also quite funny when it said, you know, in relation to where the singularity is moving, and it was a case of unless we adopt this technology, and then they actually shot to a picture of Jesus Christ, you know, in South America. So the point is, what they're saying is, you know, accept this technology. The pitch is that you will then become Christ-like or God-like, and you will become as God. So there's a lot of religious overtones, and regardless of which way you look at it, I mean, at the end of the day, he is proposing, it's a new religion at the end of the day. It's the religion for the future, and in a weird way, Catherine, where society is at right now, the next generation, unfortunately, will see this as far more hip than, let's say, the model of Christianity, if you like.
Well, let me throw that out there, because I know we have a lot of young listeners to the program in their teens, in their early 20s. I'd love to hear from you guys. And please prove Greg wrong, or go ahead and prove us both wrong and say that we're full of it and maybe this is the right direction. But I'd love to hear from some of our younger listeners. The phone number to the program here is 1-800-259-9231. Going to repeat that more slowly. 1-800-259-9231. I'd love to hear from some folks out there to tell me, is this the wave of the future? Is this hip and cool? Is this the direction that we're going? Or is there something inherent in people of all ages that kind of goes, well, it might be intellectually cool, but there's something inside of me that just goes, yuck. I don't know, reanimating my dead father. That's just not, Ray Kurzweil, I guess I've been mispronouncing his name, but reanimating his dead father, that's not cool to me. To me, that's just kind of twisted. I mean, that's kind of sick. So let me give the email address also, if you'd prefer to write in with your comment or your question for either Greg Nikolettos or myself, or simply a comment about the new film Transcendent Man, The Life and Ideas of Ray Kurzweil, which you can find at transcendentman.com. Do you think it's cool? Are we going to merge with machines? Should we live forever? And if you make it to 2045 and you have the option of flipping a switch that would say, yeah, I'll keep my mortality, or no, let me go ahead and merge with this new machine thing that Ray Kurzweil claims is coming, and let me be immortal. Would you take it? Would you turn it down? People of all ages, love to get your thoughts on that. KMA@spychips.com is my email address, KMA@spychips.com. Spychips, of course, being the book that I co-authored with Liz McIntyre about RFID technology, and that is the technology of the implantable microchip. All right, let's talk for a moment about that, the implantable microchips, this notion that somehow we're going to merge with the machine. Greg, I know that you have devoted many years of your activism to fighting against implantable microchips, that we the people will not be chipped. Why, and I know the answer, but I'm going to tell the listeners out there, why do you think that we should be opposing the merging of humanity and microchips instead of embracing it as Ray Kurzweil does? Yep. Just in time for a break.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I'm gonna let us go through, and I want everyone else to ponder that question as well. Our guest is Greg Nikolettos. Check out his website at We the People Will Not Be Chipped. I think it would be more edifying and uplifting to watch the videos on his website than Transcendent Man. 1-800-259-9231, KMA@spychips.com. Stay tuned.